Hey, what's up? It's Rick, and if you're looking for some heavy-duty protection for your iPad 2, you might want to check out the Drop Series case. This is by Gumdrop Cases, and it is available now. Let's go ahead and have a look at it up close. So as I mentioned, this is a case that probably stacks up against like an OtterBox. It is heavy-duty. And this is the packaging that it comes in. It's made by Gumdrop. You can find out more at gumdropcases.com. This is the Drop Series, and it comes in this packaging that you see here. It is not going to include anything except for the case. And there's a couple of things that I'll call out about this. So it is available in white and then with a black trim, as you see here. It's also available in all black and red. Those are going to run you about $59.99 or $59.95 plus shipping. They also have one called the Military Edition that's green that's going to cost about 10 bucks more. So this is a multi-layered case. Let me show you what I mean by that. You've got this outer shell and it kind of pulls away as you see me doing here. And it's made out of like a silicone. So you get a real nice feeling when you're holding this case. It's grippy and it gives a little bit of a kind of like a squishy feeling to it, but you can see how that just removes off of the inner shell. So it takes a little bit of effort. You're not going to be able to pop this thing off and on very easily, but that's not the intent of this case. When you take that off, you're then left with this inner shell, and you can see what that looks like. To get this apart, you kind of have to put a nail or a coin in the seam, and once you do that, it splits apart. So you can see there's your top portion. The cool thing about this case is you get these screens, and these are removable and replaceable. So if over time this wears out, you can go back to gumdropcases.com and you can purchase a new one. They're going to run, I think, about $15 is how much those cost. Let me take that inner shell out or insert, and then this is what you're left with. This is plastic. It's, as you can hear, pretty solid there. It's not going to scratch your iPad, and the way that you insert the iPad into this case, you simply lay this right in here, and then once you've done that, you're going to get that removable screen. And I suppose you could probably install this case without the screen. I haven't really tried doing that. You're going to get that removable screen, and you're basically going to lay it right inside of that inner shell and make sure that it's kind of snapped in there. You may have heard that. Once you've done that, you're then going to go ahead and overlay this right on top of the case, or of the shell, I should say. You need to make sure it snaps all the way around. So you just kind of run your finger all the way around it. So once it is snapped into place, you can see how that looks. Obviously, you're not going to use the case like this. It would not be very comfortable. And then you're going to slide this outer shell, the silicone, or the silicone, I should say. And you're basically going to work it all the way around the edge here. So a note about this, I have already worked it all the way around the edges. And what you're going to do, it has some integrated dock ports. You want to make sure that, or dock covers, I should say, that those are securely in place. And then you kind of give your finger a push all the way around the edge, because there are these little lips, so to speak. You're not going to hear it on my video here, but you can definitely feel it, and they kind of snap into place just a little bit into that inner shell, and that tells you that it is indeed on the case. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, cool. So the case is completely on the iPad 2. Remember, it's got that integrated screen, so you're probably not going to want to use this with screen protectors or anything like that. But let me go ahead and show you up close first off what this looks like. Here's the back side, and you can see it's got an interesting texture to it. There's your cutout for your speaker, and there's no obstruction of sound in any way, shape, or form. You kind of have this black on white design. It says Gumdrop right there, and really slick design. Very big opening for your camera here, and that's another reason why I say I don't think this is going to be waterproof, because that's completely open. You don't want to get that wet. Coverage here on your volume, and then you've got a cover there that you just pull back for your screen orientation lock or for your mute. There's your power or your sleep awake. There is your mic, and of course your headphone jack as well. And then down below, integrated dock. So Everything does line up just fine. You're not going to be able to use this case in a dock or anything like that. Light sensor is completely opened up, as well as the camera, and all of these buttons are very responsive. You can see that. Same thing with the home button, and same thing with the volume. And then with that integrated screen, I haven't experienced any issues with it. You can see very responsive to touch. So even though there's a screen on there, it doesn't seem to leave any watermarks. It doesn't seem to diminish the screen in any way, and I'm really pleased with it, to be honest with you. This is a very bulky case. I think it's for environments where maybe you have kids and they want to use it and you really want to make sure that this thing is protected, or if you're in an environment, maybe an emergency response team or somewhere where you're just going to have to kind of throw this thing down, pick it back up, and use it in that type of environment. Or if you just want a lot of protection for your iPad too. Maybe you're going abroad and you want to put this in something that's really going to be secure. So very good case. It is available now. To uninstall it, you're going to do the reverse of what I showed you to install it. And it's pretty simple in that regard. It just takes a little bit of extra time. But that is the Gumdrop case. Its name is the Drop Series. It's available now for the iPad 2 in 3 different colors and also in a military edition. If you guys have questions or comments, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.